Okay, let's continue with a virtual private network or VPN. Okay, as stated, there is a technology that allows private network to be safely extended over long physical distances by making use of public network, such as internet, as a means of transport. Okay, it's maybe hard to understand that thing. Let's try to. This is actually the establishment of a protected network connection when they're using a public network, and then the VPN encrypt your internet traffic uh, and make it as your online identity. It makes me more difficult for the people to track your activities online or steal your data. Okay, this process of encryption is a real time. It's a real time. Okay, in other words, it's create a secure connection to another network over the internet. So the VPN can be used most of the time right now for the region restriction website. For example, you want use VPN for United States and um, um, United Kingdom or any place, any places all over the world. It's getting popular now. Before this is actually the process to connect a business network together securely over the internet or allow you to access a business network from home. Okay, let's say if you are using data for PTTA, perpustakaan, our library, okay, UTHM library, you need to log in. Okay, that is considered as a VPN because you want to gain access to UTHM server that handle of the information for the library, but you are in different places. Before VPN getting popular of the internet user, it's normally used for that thing. For example, multinational company like Volvo, for example, they have a server in Sweden and Singapore. So people who are working as a distribution for the Volvo part is located all around the world, and then they need to access and report of the information into to this server which is located in Sweden and Singapore. So why they need to use VPN? Because it is a secure, real-time security to gain accessibility to the corporate web server or content. Okay, that is the main purpose of this thing. But somehow, due to the restriction of the region set up by our country, most of they use VPN so that it's acting like you are using a computer not in Malaysia. Okay, that is to I would like to share this in a very simple terms. For example, your VPN is connect your PC or your smartphone or any other um, digital devices somewhere on the internet, and it allows you to browse the internet using that computer's internet connection. So the server in a different country, it will appear as if you are coming from the country, and then you can potentially access things that could normally. All right. So the VPN maybe bypass the geographic restriction. Okay, protect yourself from any uh, security issues, and maybe at least you have again some anonymity by hiding your true location. It depends on the purpose. Okay, if it is good, carry on, as long as it is not harm your your computer. Okay, we have a remote access VPN and site-to-site VPN. Okay, remote access VPN allow authorized client to access a private network that is referred to as an internet. So the site-to-site VPN somehow is a solution that designed to provide a secure bridge between two or more physical distance network. So site-to-site VPN, this is when I talk about the scenario where the distribution of the Volvo part need to communicate with the server of um, Volvo in Singapore or Sweden. Okay, so that is two types of VPN. Okay, that is discussion of the VPN. I think if you are a hardcore users of internet nowadays, most of us are using internet, and you know, okay, what is the VPN. Okay, the next discussion is IDS or Intrusion Detection System. So the definition of the name itself speak for itself. Okay, we want to protecting from something. We want to protect intruder. For example, like any application or any packet that can attack your private network. So let's take a look the IDS component. We have IDS manager. Okay, we have IDS sensor. Okay. Um, Remember, okay, since internet is quite useful today. Okay, when you look at this is a cloud of untrusted internet. So anything that's come from outside, you need to pass through the firewall, and then after anything pass through the firewall, and then maybe it's not successfully filtered or being unidentified, especially in UDP, and then there we have a IDS sensor. So IDS sensor will determine whether this is an instruction or not. Maybe uh, they give an alarm based on the process of the application of the IDS, and then it's report to the IDS manager, and it will identify and notify whether it is an intrusion of your system. Okay. Okay, types of intrusion detection system. We have a rule-based intrusion detection. Rules and signature identify the types of action. Okay, most of the software that handle this IDS, they have this updating signature, so that you just download it and identify what is the um, intrusion information or packet information that can be identified as an intrusion. All right, and then we have a statistical intrusion detection. Statistical representation, or we call it a profile of the typical ways that a user's act or a host is used. Is determined when a user or host is acting in highly unusual anomalous way. For example, maybe one of your computer inside your network, and one of the nodes is being infected by botnet, for example. It keeps sending a similar packet through all of the network, and then IDS will determine as intrusion, and then it's identify the packet and it's block the packet. Okay, that is the mechanism of this IDS. So what is the problem of this? Okay, false positive. Okay, false positive means Okay, the packet you send is actually legitimate, but the IDS determine it as a hunting or in not legitimate a packet. So that is a problem. Okay, you try to send something good, but the system identify itself as a bad thing. So we have a problem with this. The packet is not being transmitted, and then maybe you have problem with your work or sending or receiving a packet. So that is the problem of this thing. Okay, as a security expert in network, okay, you need to rapidly know this situation and try to create a policy, try to do a filtering that need to be wise and very significant to the operation of your organization. Okay, that is why okay we have rules and the policies. We have the third party that can audit our security policies, and then we have updating your security policies that we're going to discuss in a next chapter. Okay, rules and regulation. Okay, it need works together in the digital way and manually. Okay, the last one, the port scanning. So the port scanning is you have a server or you have a computer that have accessibility to public network. Okay, we have 1,000 of port. Okay, maybe you can close the port or open the port. Okay, attackers or hackers try to access to your computer or server by first try to scan what is the whether there is an available open port that can be used to get into your network. Okay, it's kind of a door. Okay, you need to close it. Okay, if you open it, okay, the theft will be using that door and then try to steal your information. Okay, we call it a port scanning. The purpose of port scanning, attackers need to know where a potential target is. Okay, like I said before, we are using the TCP scan use OS system call to check if the TCP connection can be set up on a target machine on any port, like Nmap. See how Nmap works on how Nmap works. And we have a scan low-level TCP program to send out sync packet without intent to finish the TCP connection setup. On receiving, SYNC issues a RST packet to terminate. So that means they will know, okay, what is the open port for the web. For the network. Okay, inside the network itself, we have a network ID. So the network ID will carry on all of the IP range within the network ID. So they need to know what is the open port so that they can use it to get into your server or your network. Okay, two port scanning mode. We have a vertical scan. We target numerous destination port on a single host. Normally it's like Nmap. Or we have a horizontal scan, target the same port or many target hosts effectively looking for a specific vulnerability. Okay, there is two things. Vertical, numerous destination. They try to identify on all of the possible network PC that connected to network or any nodes that connected to network. They don't know which one is the server, so they try to send all of this to any active nodes or computer that attach to the network. And then horizontal scan, maybe they know the server IP addresses, and then they try to find what port is open, and then they try to gain access to the server. So that is the two type of port scanning mode. We call it vertical scan and horizontal scan. All right. I guess that's all for chapter 6. Okay, we're going to move to the last chapter, which is chapter 7, more onto policies and how we want to manage uh, security for the internet. Okay, that's all for chapter 6. Thank you and stay safe.